What's good YouTube, Giants fan 696 back here with a video today, and today's video is going to be a breakdown of the float game badge in NBA 2K25. So float game, pretty self-explanatory, just improves a player's ability to make floaters. So in this case I took Ja and I edited him to have the badge on bronze, silver, gold, Hall of Fame, and legend at the attribute thresholds you would need in the builder. So on bronze he needs a 68 close shot or 65 driving layup. Silver, 78 close shot or 78 driving layup. Gold, 86 close shot or 88 driving layup. Hall of Fame, 92 close shot or 95 driving layup. And for legend, you need a 98 close shot or 98 driving layup. So as always, we're going to start with Ja with no float game, just under the bronze threshold. So he'll have a 67 close shot and a 64 driving layup. So yeah, we're just going to be shooting some floaters and see what it looks like. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, guys, like I said, we're kicking it off with Ja with no float game to see if we can still make the floaters. So he has 67 close shot and 64 driving layup. Just a couple more things to keep in mind. As usual, this test is done on Hall of Fame difficulty. I am on high risk, high reward shooting and layup timing. And all of Ja's other badges have been removed, so we will purely see the effect of float game here. All right, so we're just gonna try to do a floater and see if we can make it. So right there, we miss our first one, 0 for 1, slightly late. So again, we are on Hoff and he does not have float game, so probably will be tough to make these floaters. Yeah, so that's 0 for 1. Second try here, and we get a slightly early there, so that's gonna be 0 for 2. Again, I know I'm doing the floater from a little far away, but if you're going to invest in float game, you want to be able to make floaters from kind of far, right? Ideally, probably, someone sitting in the paint against you where they can't contest you want to just kind of float it in. So that's why we're doing it from there. All right, third try here. And again, another slightly late, so that's going to be 0 for 3. Again, it definitely does feel pretty tough to hit it. I do, like I said, I have a 67 close and 64 driving layup, so that's going to be 0 for 3. And that's going to be 0 for 4. Again, another slightly late wide open, so I can already tell you you're going to want float game on something to hit these. Yeah, so that's 0 for 4. All right, last one here. And we get a slightly late wide open. So we finish 0 for 5. Again, I was getting slightlys on pretty much everything, so definitely it's hard to time with no float game. So we're going to go ahead to bronze now. We'll have 68 close shot and 65 driving layup with that bronze float game. See if maybe we could get a floater to drop. All right, guys, so we went 0 for 5 without float game. So let's see if we're able to do a little better here with bronze. Again, not super high, but let's see if we could get any floaters to drop. All right, first one here. And we get a slightly late there, so that's going to be 0 for 1 for bronze. All right, second try here. It's going to be a slightly late wide open, so that's going to be 0 for 2. All right, and we get a slightly early there, so that's going to be 0 for 3. Again, still feels pretty tough to green. But let's see what our next two here look like. All right, try number 4. Slightly late, so that's going to be 0 for 4. So bronze is looking pretty bad here. Let's see if we're able to close out by making one, or if we're going to go 0 for 5 again. And we get another slightly late. So guys, that's 0 for 5 for bronze. Let's go ahead and check out silver. Looks like you're going to need float game on higher than bronze for sure. So I'll now have a 78 close shot and 78 driving layup with silver float game. All right, guys, so 0 for 5 with no float game and 0 for 5 again with bronze. Let's see how we do with silver. Maybe we'll be able to make a floater. Maybe not. But yeah, let's see what it looks like here. All right, so first try here. That's going to be 0 for 1. Got a slightly late wide open. Again, guys, if we can't make wide opens, we have no hope of making it with a defender in our face. So that's going to be 0 for 1 right there. And again, another slightly late, so that's going to be 0 for 2. And we made one. That is going to be 1 for 3, guys. We made one. I take that. Made our first floater. 1 for 3. Let's see what our last two here look like, if we're able to make any others, or if it's just going to be that one. All right, fourth try here. And we are able to make another one there, so we're now 2 for 4. So silver is already looking substantially better than bronze in no float game. Again, we're now 2 for 4. Let's see, are we going to finish 2 for 5 or 3 for 5? All right, 2 for 4 here. Let's see our next one. And we get a slightly late wide open. So we finished 2 for 5. Again, still not great, but definitely a lot better than bronze in no float game. So let's go ahead now to gold. We'll have 86 close shot and 88 driving layup with gold float game. All right, guys, so we went 2 for 5 with silver float game. Again, 0 for 5 on bronze and 0 for 5 with no float game. So let's see what gold here looks like, if maybe it's even better than silver, or if not. All right, guys, first one here. Let's see what it looks like. And we go 0 for 1 with a slightly late. I thought that looked like it was going in for a second, the way it was bouncing around, but we started off 0 for 1. All right, second attempt here. And we make it, so we are now 1 for 2. All right, third chance here. Okay, we are now 2 for 3. All right, fourth try here. Okay, we missed that, so that is going to be 2 for 4. And let's see, we're either going to finish 2 for 5, which is the same as silver, or 3 for 5 and beat silver. Let's see what it looks like. And we do finish 2 for 5, tying silver. So not thrilled with gold if it's tying silver at 2 for 5. So let's go ahead on the Hall of Fame now. We'll have 92 close shot and 95 drawing layup. So attributes getting pretty high up there, but let's see if we could get some more floaters to drop. All right, guys, so silver, gold, 2 for 5. No float game, bronze, 0 for 5. So let's see, maybe we'll get some better results here at Hall of Fame. Or if we're going to get more the same. Hoping to make some more floaters, but let's see. All right, first try here. And we go 1 for 1. So that's good. Made our first shot. Let's get it. All right, so first, let's see what the next one here looks like. And we missed, so we go 1 for 2. Your third try here. It's going to be 1 for 3, so not looking so good so far for Hoff. Again, I feel like I should be able to make these floaters, but they're not falling for me. Again, on Hall of Fame, but still, I feel like I should be able to make them. So that's 1 for 3, though. Okay, that's going to be 2 for 4. So let's see if we're going to tie gold and silver, or if we're going to finish 3 for 5. Finally finish above 50%. Let's see. But right now, we're 2 for 4. And we do finish 3 for 5. So a little bit better than silver and gold. Still not great, but 60% isn't terrible. But let's lastly go to legend now. We'll have 98 close shot and 98 driving layup with legend float game. So let's see if we could creep up into the higher percentages. All right, guys, so last test here. Now at that legend float game. Hall of Fame wasn't too bad. We went 3 for 5. Gold and silver 2 for 5, and no badge and bronze 0 for 5. And we go 0 for 1 with a slightly late wide open there. Again, it's just tough to hit floaters this year, I guess, if we're struggling to make them with legend so far. Again, that was his first one, though. Let's see what the rest looks like. Second one here. That's going to be a slightly late wide open there, so that's going to be 0 for 2. And bad start with legend, but let's see how we finish. The way it's looking, we might even do worse than Hall of Fame, because we just started off 0 for 2. Third one here. Okay, so we make that one. We are now 1 for 3. Again, the best we could do is tie Hall of Fame. Let's see if we do that, or it might even be worse. But right now we're 1 for 3. Fourth one. And we made that one, so we go 2 for 4. Last one here. And we do finish that 3 for 5 time Hall of Fame. So just to recap, guys, with no float game and bronze float game, we went 0 for 5. So start off right there. Eliminate both of those if you want floaters. Silver and gold, we went 2 for 5 each. And Hall of Fame and legend, we went 3 for 5 each. So first of all, I don't think floaters are that good in the game in general right now, just based off my test. Again, I thought they were pretty tough shots to hit. Keep in mind, I was doing them from a low foot further back, but again, if you're going to invest in float game, you want to be able to hit floaters from a decent distance, right? Not just right under the basket. There wouldn't be a point to doing a floater at that point. But yeah, so just right off the jump, you could eliminate no float game and bronze since we went 0 for 5, right? Then I think you could eliminate gold and legend because they got the same results as silver and Hall respectively, right? So it's between silver and Hall of Fame. Silver went 2 for 5, Hall of Fame 3 for 5. Now, if it was me, I would just stay away from float game just because I don't think the floaters are that good in general. But if you're like a die-hard floater guy, like you need the floaters, it's really up to your preference between silver and Hall. Because the thing is, silver went 2 for 5, but it's only a 78 close shot or a 78 driving layup, which is fairly low. Now, if you want to be able to get that 3 for 5 on Hoff, then you would need a 92 close shot or 95 driving layup. Honestly, just because of how bad I think floaters are right now, I would just recommend silver. I don't think it's worth investing that much on float game to go 3 for 5 versus 2 for 5. I would take the 2 for 5, where you only need a 78 close shot or 78 driving layup on silver, personally. Now, if you're a diehard floater guy and you're willing to put in the extra attributes for Hoff, then, go for it. But that's my recommendation. I'd say silver if you need floaters. Like, you want to be able to shoot floaters, then I'd say go silver. You'll make them sometimes, at least. But just in general, I would say just stay away from floaters. They're hard to make and not very consistent. So that's my take on things. I appreciate you guys tuning into this video. Let me know down below which badge I should break down next. And check me out on Twitch. I've been streaming a lot of my team content on there. And I'm out.